Thank you. Thank you, Dan. Good afternoon. Wow, you look great out there. Thank you for coming. I was just over there talking with our great Congressman, Greg Harper, and I said, you know, Greg, these folks are here to hobnob. I'm not sure they want to listen to us. But I'm going to talk to you anyway because I get to, and I'm governor, and I've got some great things to say. Oh, my God, did you hear that politician earlier that said Mississippi's just failing? We can't seem to do anything. I guess the lowest unemployment in Mississippi's history just doesn't matter if you're a politician, and you got to convince everybody that something's wrong. And then what you do, occasionally you get your friends in the media, well, they will go out and support that. They'll find some statistic out there by somebody from some strange place like Illinois and some professor, and he'll write it and say, Mississippi's just failing, and we'll go, oh, woe is me, there we are. What we need is new leadership. Tell that to the 77,000 Mississippians that have a job now that did not have a job in 2011. Go tell them that. You go tell them they didn't do that. If you got that job, you just didn't do that. If you built that own small business of yours, if you're building 70% of the Navy's warships, if you got 750,000 automobiles that are being manufactured, you got some of the most advanced telehealth systems in America. No, we don't. We're just old Mississippi. We just can't do that. Well, you heard it. He said, these guys are going to get up there and tell you all the good things that's going on. I'm going to tell you about the labor participation rate, higher than it's ever been. 56%, over 56% of the people in the state of Mississippi are working today. That's called the labor participation rate. About 1.3 million people in the state of 3 million. I don't make these numbers up. I got news for that politician. I'm not running again. I didn't think I was going to be campaigning anymore, but if I keep hearing that, I'm getting on the road. Yeah, I'm going to get back out there and strip some bark. I'm not going to stand by and let any politician criticize what we have accomplished, what you have been able to do. You're the State Chamber of Commerce. So I'm not going to let any politician get up here and say, you're just not doing it. You're not making things happen. You make a lot of things happen. State Chamber of Commerce, and I want to thank you for what you're doing. There's remarkable things have happened in the state of Mississippi. Look at the special session. Oh, I didn't know it was a failure. I thought it was the most successful special session in Mississippi's history. I'm a political scientist. I've been around here a while. I can tell you that worked. When you can put $200 million a year from the state of Mississippi into infrastructure, over $1.1 billion in the next 5 years, along with $1 billion each year that we're putting into it. I had to close 500 bridges. Oh, they said, oh, there he goes again. The governor's closing all these bridges. He just hates rural people. He's just trying to shut down the economy so he can get some bill passed. I was trying to save lives. The responsibility of leadership. The first one is public safety. I didn't want one of our children or a school bus or a dump truck, for that matter, to go over one of those bridges and collapse. But we had to shut them down. Now, we've opened 120 of them since then. We've spent $42 million of the $50 million that the Mississippi legislature appropriated for roads and bridges in March of this year. You don't hear a lot about that. You probably won't. And those statistics that you heard we were going to talk about, well, get ready because I am. These are from the U.S. Department of Labor. Didn't make them up. Didn't think, well, maybe this sounds really good. Let's pull them out. I want to give you the facts. The reality is income in the state of Mississippi, real wages, in the last fiscal year have gone up 7% according to the Department of Labor in the state of Mississippi. The median household income in Mississippi has grown 3%. Now, I'm not sure that's equal to Alabama. They got 8 million people over there and a fairly good football team. So I guess we're going to have to go to State and Ole Miss and Southern, Jackson State and all the rest of them and say, you boys are failures. You're just not doing as good as Alabama, so you're just failing. No, we're going to compete with Alabama. We're going to compete with Georgia and Tennessee. We've been doing so, and we've been winning. Go ask the people that's going to work at Continental Tire. Go ask them, can't we win in Mississippi? Unemployment insurance premiums have gone down 32% in the state of Mississippi. These are real numbers. I know some people don't like to hear it. It doesn't fit their narrative, but they happen to be the truth. Have the added advantage of being the truth. The percent of Mississippians living below the poverty line decreased by 3%. 3% less people in the state of Mississippi are now not living in poverty. That's why over 100,000 people are off the SNAP benefit rolls. Oh, no, there he is. He's throwing people off of food stamps. No, they're finding jobs. They're going back to great community colleges. They're donating to local charities 20 hours a week. That's a requirement. Don't we want people to find a job? Don't we want them to live the American dream, go back to school, get their associate's degree? We even have a new program called Complete to Compete. So you complete your associate's degree, you complete your bachelor's degree. Over 700 Mississippians now have college degrees that did not a year and a half ago. Those are real numbers. And those people worked hard, so don't tell them they didn't do it. They went back to school with children at home, trying to work hard to get those last few hours they need to get that associate's degree. Over 700. I'm awful proud of them. Individual trade now, international trade is up 33%. It's 33% of our GDP, international trade. I travel all over the world. Just last week in Switzerland, Mississippi, the ambassador of Switzerland sat there in front of an entire group in the ambassador's home of businessmen and women, and he said, this is the governor of Mississippi. They get it. They're working hard. They have an apprenticeship program. They have a community college program that are teaching young men and women to go out and learn a trade and be a technician and get a job. Not my words, but Ed McMahon's words in front of the entire business community of Bern, Switzerland. I was proud to be able to represent Mississippi. ABB, one of the fine companies, have 4 different locations. They employ 1,100 Mississippians. Nestle buys a lot of our products. They're going to buy more of them. This is how we increase our international trade. A friend here from Israel knows that we'll be traveling there next month. This will be our 4th trip. I'm so excited about what we're doing with our friends in Israel, particularly after the tragic events that occurred in Pittsburgh. I can tell you there's no state, and you can ask the Consul General, no state closer to the fine and wonderful people of Israel than the state of Mississippi. I hear that time and time again is something I'm proud of. Israeli Air International, Stark Aerospace, just as we broke ground the other day on the new containers that will make certain that they're ground-to-air missiles that will defend Jerusalem, that will defend the Holy Lands there, as we used to call them. They are making those, manufacturing those systems over in Columbus, Mississippi at Stark Aerospace. The radar systems that protect by providing the David Shield and the Iron Dome there in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem are manufactured by Raytheon, who makes the most advanced radar systems in the world in Forest, Mississippi. Now, I'm not going to take up all your time bragging about the good things that we have. I just showed you. I will talk a little bit more about education. Because one of the things you've got to do is make sure that people in your high schools are graduating from high schools. So our students are graduating now at 83%, the highest percentage of graduation ever in Mississippi's history. That's a real number. Those are real lives with real children. So all I should have to say is I enjoy being governor of the state of Mississippi, who has the lowest unemployment rate and the highest graduation rate in Mississippi's history. Because we do. Because the hard-working parents and the students and the teachers and the principals. Because what you have done when we went to work on making sure we had a literacy program, when I said something radical that you just can't be socially promoted to the 4th grade unless you can read on the 3rd grade level, and they went crazy again and said, oh my goodness, he hates children. He's going to hold them back. He's going to destroy their self-esteem. Said, I'm a dyslexic child that repeated the 3rd grade, and I've had some moderate level of success. They'll be okay. because about 52% of them were passing the third grade reading exam. Last reading exam, 93% of the children in the state of Mississippi passed their third grade reading exam. Those are real numbers with real children and real success. So I'm going to get out of here. Glenn McCullough is here. I want to brag on Glenn and his team at economic development. They work hard. Just this year, we've had $924 million of investment. $924 million just this year that MDA's team has gone out and brought to the state of Mississippi or expanded existing businesses, which we'd rather do. If you want to expand, you come talk to us. We'd rather do that. They've created 4,062 more jobs. Investment, return on investment, businessmen and women that are here, for every dollar invested, we receive $24.85 back. We give them $1, they give us $24.84 for our economy. I'll take that every day. Every day. Now, I can't help thinking my good friend Donald Trump. He was in South Haven with Cindy Hyde-Smith, our next United States Senator, not long ago. And he was talking about, yeah, come on, you can applaud to that. Nobody's going to get mad at you. I don't know they're mad at me. I wear that as a badge of honor. I'm standing there with President Trump. He looked, he said, where's Phil? Where's Phil? There he is. Let's get Phil up here. He'll do that to you on occasion. But I can tell you something about this man. I know him. I know his heart. I know how he cares about this country and the people in it. I know how Jared Kushner, my friend, and Ivanka, who was here just a week ago in Mississippi, how their hearts broke over what happened in the synagogue in Pittsburgh. I know how it feels to be lied about and attacked and bullied. I'm not good at being bullied. But I hope this political climate that we now see, where it seems like that everyone's going to accuse their opponent of the worst possible things you can think of, run advertisements, get it all over social media? Or are they going to tell you that reality is not reality, that everybody's really failing and the only way to save it is to elect them? Let's talk about the issues. Talk about what's important to working Mississippians. Greg Harper is going to come up here in just a moment, and he's worked hard for a decade in Washington, D.C. I'm proud of him. I'm proud I didn't have to go. But I can tell you what, Greg Harper's going to be recognized for his hard work. And after that, Senator Cindy Hyde-Smith, the first woman ever to serve in the United States Congress from the state of Mississippi. Now, I've got a wife. She's here somewhere. I tell you what, where's the first lady? There she is. There she is. Give her a hand. Sit down, baby. Greatest first lady in Mississippi. I'm not hurting anybody's feelings. It's one of the best first ladies in Mississippi's history. Let me tell you, that's the hardest unpaid job in the state, and she does a remarkable job at it. So y'all go over there and give her a hug. But I think having the first woman United States Senator from Mississippi is going to be really good. I've got a wife and a daughter, and both of them are A-type personalities. Both of them probably do a better job being governor than I have. And this young lady you're going to hear from in just a minute has worked her heart and soul out at being United States Senator. We're going to make sure she continues to do so. I want to thank you again, MEC, for what you did during the special session, what you have done when we come to you every time about public education and moving this state forward. You haven't failed. Mississippi's not failing. We are rising. And we are going to rise together. God bless you all. God bless Mississippi, and God bless the United States of America.